Hi, welcome to Adobe Live. Thank you so much for joining us for this holiday episode. I'm so excited we have a special guest today, but first I'm going to talk about what we're doing and then I'll introduce our special guest. Today we are talking about social media, especially during the holidays, and how important it is to take a break. Sometimes you need to take a break any time of year, but especially when the holidays are coming up. And so we are going to show off some fun templates that you can use. We're going to show off the scheduling feature in Adobe Express so that you can pre-schedule and then kind of let things go. And then we also have a curated collection of templates that you can use totally for free, and you can remix them for whatever you need for the holidays. So that is what we're talking about today. Yay. And I'm talking about it with my special guest, Mallory Shoemaker. Hi, Mallory.
Hi. Hello.
So if you were at Adobe Live this year or watched any of the Express sessions virtually, which I think are still available, you may recognize Mallory, but I'll let you introduce yourself for real if you want to do a little bit of like who you are outside of Adobe and then also what you do at Adobe. That would be great.
Yeah, totally. And you're so right, Jordan. I had so many sessions with Andy at Max, which was so fun. I love that I get to do these things with both of you. So hi, everyone. My name is Mallory Shoemaker. I'm a content strategist at Adobe Express on the content design team. So the team that actually makes all the content that goes into the product that we're going to look at today, which is really cool. And yeah, I've been here for about 3 years. Before this year, I was actually the social media manager for Adobe Express for 2 years before that. So have a lot of experience with needing to take a break, both at day job, but also in my personal life, because I've been a content creator for over 14 years, mostly on YouTube, like back in the olden days. I have a podcast now and all those good things. So Jordan and I are very ready to talk about what it looks like to take a break and how to do it. And yeah, just like kind of our tips and tricks to getting yourself okay with taking a break.
Yeah, I'll also introduce myself. I guess if anyone has not met me yet, I am Jordan Ellis. I am a community manager for Adobe Express. And then I also have been a small business owner for the past 12 years. And Mallory and I actually joined Worlds pre-Adobe and then are both here now, which is very fun. So I've run like a physical business and a service business, and Mallory has helped me figure out marketing tips and runs my ambassador program. So to everyone watching live, please feel free to drop your questions. We should have plenty of time for them. And the chat is popping already. So hi, Annika, Sean, Tanya, Jan, please feel free to leave questions for Mallory or I about marketing, social media, any of that.
Here for it.
Yeah. But to get started, just a little bit about taking breaks before we dive into the strategy behind it. I wanted to talk about like the emotional side of it, which I don't know. I mean, Andy and I have this series weekly where we talk about social media and how important it is for your life and business. So like knowing that, it seems very hard to ever take a break because like there's a hustle mentality. There's, if you ever are not posting, like there's FOMO that the world is passing you by, that people are going to forget about you. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit first. Like, what's your experience with the journey of letting yourself hit pause when you need to? Because it's definitely, I think, easier said than done.
Oh my goodness. You're so right. It's so hard because like you said, like you have there's all this pressure or perceived pressure to be on all the time or doing things all the time. And it's really funny. I was on a panel yesterday and we were talking about this a little bit where like you don't have to do every trend, and you don't have to be involved in every moment. And I think like giving yourself the grace to recognize that. And also, it's really funny. This came up on the panel too. We're so focused on ourselves when in reality, like, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes I'll see a post and someone will say like, I'm back from my social media break. And like, I didn't notice they were gone. Like, no offense. Like, I think you're great. I love you. But I didn't notice because I was so focused on myself. And so I don't know if that's like a framing that could help, but I think sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be on all the time. And a lot of people are just trying to get through the day. And might not even really notice if you take, a single day off or like a week off or something when you really need it.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, especially I've seen a lot of posts that, I mean, during 2020, I think a lot of us were kind of floundering and taking a lot of breaks, which on one hand is amazing. I think it let us all kind of accept that about each other. But I saw a lot of posts that were like, I am so sorry I haven't been active. And like you said, if you're following 1, 2, 3,000 people, which like I am on most of my accounts, you do not notice if someone is offline for a week or sometimes even a month. So I think, I think that's a really important thing to let yourself do.
Yeah. All that I think the pressure is mostly perceived, I think is my biggest takeaway too. Like, I think we mostly inflict the pressure on ourselves.
So
even though the algorithm is part of it, but
I know that is very true. Well, so something that I'm excited to talk about today, showing how Adobe Express can help you do kind of one of two options that I think you have when you want to take a break, which one is letting people know ahead of time. And I think especially like I am super focused on community as a community manager. Like for me, the hardest thing about taking time offline is that I'm taking time away from talking to people, which I like the idea of letting folks know that you'll be offline. So like if they ask you questions, they won't get answers. And it's not that you're ignoring them. You are letting them know like, I'm going to be offline. And then there's another route, which is scheduling your posts in advance so that you can take your own step back without actually letting anyone know that you're offline.
I think that context is actually really good. Like framing it, like even as a small business, you have to do customer service. So you might not be able to take a step, away without saying something, or people will wonder, there's like, why aren't you responding to my emails and like go into the comments? You've probably seen that. I've seen that on pages before. But if it's more like you're a content creator or you are the business, less so, having a service or having a product, you might be able to just kind of accidentally go away. I think framing it like that is a really great call out, actually, Jordan. Just think about who you are and what you're representing, and then how you approach it. You can, pick a good away.
Well, and we'll show some different options in the templates. So let's dive into actually looking at the homepage of Adobe Express. If anyone has never seen this before, welcome. This is where Mallory and I spend all of our time.
A lot of time.
Yes. So this is one thing that I wanted to call out. There's a very special holiday collection right here. So this isn't exactly what we're talking about today, but there are so many cute templates and collections on the homepage, depending on what you're looking for. Which like, this is a different kind of version of taking a break, but this is giving yourself some grace, especially if anyone watching is a pro designer who likes to, create everything from scratch. Props to you. That's amazing. And maybe consider checking out templates if you want to give yourself a little time back this holiday season.
Oh man, there are so many cute new ones. I love looking at the homepage and seeing all the new ones that get added every week. It's so exciting.
It's so cute. And I was scrolling through the templates for you in the holiday templates, thinking of like, oh, there are so many things that I should post before the end of the year. I have 2 weeks left. This is giving me a lot of inspiration.
Oh my goodness.
So I wanted to start by showing some of the different templates that we have just ready to go. Searching out of office, I was scrolling this before we went live to like come up with some ideas, because truly I like looking at our templates kind of the way lots of people use Pinterest. I know Mallory used Pinterest like this, like for inspiration.
Totally.
So I know we wanted to talk about taking a break from social today, and I was like, I don't even have the best ideas off the top of my head. Like I'm going to see what templates already exist. And I really like the idea of some of these, like,
oh my gosh, that one's so cute.
This one
that my eye was drawn to also.
Yeah. So this is just like such a cute animated template. It's already ready to go. You could swap out, like you can see what the different layers are. You could swap out just the background. Like the phone is its own thing and the birds are separate. So say this isn't especially Christmassy.
You could change the birds to something though. You know,
Yeah,
have like a palm tree holiday. I don't know.
Well, we can see like one of the things that is my favorite features of Adobe Express is that we have access to all of the Adobe stock. So you don't have to like have these on your phone. I'm going to
now they're in a storm.
Now. Yeah, now it's sad. But you can take like the idea of a template.
Yeah.
Oops, I think I just redid it. You can take the idea of a template and put it into something that makes sense for you. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah, like this could work really well for a summer vacation. Yeah, and then you can swap it out for winter.
Ooh, taking a break.
Yeah, one more
I like it.
Search term that I really liked looking into was take a break. And there are a lot of like self-care.
Yeah.
Templates
in this
here
category.
too. Yeah, which I thought was really great. And I think
I do too.
Yeah, like let's talk about some different ideas for different industries that you could use a post like this. So I feel like I know a lot of folks who do marketing or social media management for like their industry. And there are some posts that are like this one, for example.
I love these reminder type ones.
Yeah, I feel like this can be used for so many industries, but this could be for like if you run a health and wellness or a yoga brand, or like, I mean, honestly, even something like this for like a social media or marketer. I feel like there's so many ways to take a template like this and curate it to fit your brand.
Yeah, I know. I think like a template like this is really applicable, you know, like a reminder type pop-up is first, it's really cute, but second of all, yeah, it applies across industries. Like, you know, if you had a bakery or a coffee shop, you could say like reminder, you know, get yourself that pick-me-up today, or like, I don't know. And these types of posts are kind of low effort to make, and you can turn your taking a break into content that you can post, which is also kind of cool. Like, so that kind of goes to that second point that you were talking about, which I know we'll get to in a minute. We're not there yet, but you know, instead of just disappearing, thinking about taking a break as a strategy, setting yourself up for success to take a break for as long as you need to. So yeah, I think that's really good. Plus these ones just, I don't know, make people happy. They make me happy when I see them online.
Yeah, they're so cute. And one of the things that I think we both do is use like libraries or save our projects for inspiration later. So this is something like I really like reusing templates. It just takes a lot off of my mind. So something like this, you know, I would maybe keep the fonts as they are, maybe switch them out to be branded, and then just swap out the background and maybe what it says, and use this a bunch of times. Like that's definitely my
something
marketing strategy.
We would do. Yeah, for sure. I also feel like under like just searching reminder as a search term, there's a ton of different templates that are sort of like that, or this, that are not necessarily the pop-up, but some of them are. Like, you know, the post-it note is another good twist on that, or like a calendar reminder one. I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of daily practice ones in here, but I think, you know, if you like that format, there's tons of different ways that we've got templates to kind of bring it to life.
And another thing that I love using these for too is, especially if it's a bigger deal. I mean, like we've said, if you are online and you're maybe just not going to be as active for a couple of days, like that's probably not a huge deal. But if you're a store and you're literally closing, that's a much bigger deal. So things like this that are like reminder, our holiday hours have changed, or you know, reminder, I won't be responding to emails for 48 hours, but I'll get back to you. You know, like however you can tweak this for what you need.
Totally.
I think is great.
Because people are definitely checking social media first for most things these days. I know, even with brick and mortar stores, I sure am.
Yeah, we have a question about templates. Robert, do you mind explaining what you're asking a little bit more? Can you compare use of a template with making a composition of a different photo, or is it more like working with a scrapbook? I'm not totally sure. Like you could, if you're asking whether starting from scratch or using a template, you can do either. Like you can start from a blank page and add all of your own assets, or you can take a template and and remix it. Let's do one more. I think this is the search term I was looking at. Yeah. So speaking again to folks who have a physical location that is closing, it's really important to make sure that everyone knows that you won't be there.
I like that peach out of office one. Actually, both of those are really cute. Yeah, and the Our Store Will Be Closed. Both of those are really cute.
And this is,
I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, one of my favorite ways to use Adobe Express templates is to find something that I can use year long. So like,
yeah,
I mean, we can use this one as a good example. This feels, I mean, this color scheme I feel like could honestly fit anything. But it's really straightforward. So like you could do so much with this template. You can swap out, like we can add a background. What kind of
I would probably
should we do, or what do you think?
I don't know, like design assets maybe, like adding some holly, or
that's a great idea.
What else? Like Christmas lights or something. Yeah.
Look how cute these are. And they match already.
Yeah.
And this makes it like,
see?
Nice,
and then it's just like a little zhuzh.
And then if you haven't used Express yet, we have some layers on the side.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Like,
that's so cute.
You can drag things off the edge.
That's so cute. You
can maybe make this. Yeah, like there's so many ways to remix.
And the color of the font of Out of Office already fits with the color of the holly, I think, unless my eyes are playing tricks on me.
That was a great call.
That's so cute.
Can also, I think, do like a snowy overlay. This might be overkill.
Well,
this might not
work. We'll see. That's part of the fun too when you're remixing, is just like nothing is permanent, right? So you can just kind of poke and play and try things, and if they don't work, then you can undo them and try it again, and get back to where you started. So yeah, it's very good.
And like something I've seen a lot of people do that is really cute is duplicating the page so you can see a before and after, which I didn't do this time.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
The next one, let me try this one more time, and if not, we'll move on.
Move on. Yeah, I do kind of like that.
Just to give it like a,
you could even just turn the opacity down just a tiny bit, right? To like,
over here.
Or actually, behind is maybe, I don't know.
Behind is good. We can
is better.
Turn that down a little bit too. And something that anyone who has watched my streams before know, I am not a designer, no design background at all. So I don't tend to design on stream, but the thing that's great is
but you just did.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so nice about templates, is that they're so easy to make them be exactly what you need them to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which
this is way cute. I would for sure post this.
I think I would too. Let's go into I think Cody dropped this in the chat, but we made a little collection of totally free templates that you can use for whatever your business is. So you all have access to these. You can also search your own, like we were just doing. But I thought this was a nice variety of templates. And these can definitely all be put into like holiday colors or your own branding. This is one of my favorites I never would have thought when I was thinking of out of office posts, like, this is so majestic. I was like, I never
totally
would have thought of a post like this. But
I want to go to there.
I know I want to go to there too. And over here on the right, you can resize. Like, I post most things to Instagram.
Square is actually a really approachable size and ratio at this point online. Almost every platform will accept a square ratio image at this point. So it's a pretty safe bet.
That's one of me and Andy's favorite tricks too, is like, you absolutely can, and it's a great idea to resize all of your posts like for all the different social media platforms. So I mean, we can do that right now just to show how easy it is. So right here we have a square. We can duplicate the page and then resize it to, let's do Facebook posts. These are all, I didn't go up high enough. I was like, these are all banners. Facebook post. And then the nice thing is you can just, I should have.
Tricky. Sometimes you learn things about templates.
Yeah, you sure do. Oops. Let me move this up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then let's,
scale it back. Yeah, for sure. Make it fit a little bit better.
Yeah, I forgot my best trick, which is to group everything before you resize. And then I don't know, we can try this as a, okay.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Perfect. I love when it works. That's so good. Yeah, if you do have more, if you do have like more things going on, this is a really easy template that literally has 2 layers, a background and text. But I recommend grouping things because then they don't spread out all over your page when you resize, which, it just happens sometimes. Am I missing one? We have like square, horizontal, vertical. I guess Twitter is technically, we could do Twitter too. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And then you can see all of your
sizes
posts together, which is great. Let's make this one a little more holiday-y.
Perfect.
But I kind of like I kind of want to see if we can find like a snowy mountain. I feel like we probably can.
I bet we probably can.
Let's see. I truly do love that Adobe stock is integrated into Adobe Express.
So great. It's so
I don't have any gorgeous like skiing mountain photos on my desktop. I'm positive.
Me neither. Yeah.
Actually, you live near gorgeous.
Well, I do live near snowy mountains. I haven't gone to visit them in a few years.
This looks ominous.
That was nice.
So what I learned is that there is like there's a layer here.
But probably just to add some separation between the background and the text, but you can just rearrange and reorient your design to make that work.
And there are other like tricks too. You can add an outline if you want to make your letters like pop a little bit.
Yep.
So that they're legible.
This kind of looks like a movie poster or like a book cover almost at this point.
It really does. This is like very cinematic.
Yes, cinematic. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Very matter of fact.
This is not my best work.
Of office.
I think this is.
I think it's cute. I liked the Holly one a little bit better.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go back to that. Let's go back to that project. All right. So here's our super cute Holly template.
Super cute.
I actually don't need to change the text on this because it doesn't say like, I don't have a physical place with hours. But this just says we'll be closed this weekend. But I will say after the holidays.
Yeah.
Oops.
Nothing like typing on a live.
Oh my God. It's great. So
You're all watching us.
I know. This is my, so she says that was very David Lynch. You're right. I think it was stressing me out. I needed the bright colors of this template. I don't know why I did that to myself. So if you have never tried the scheduler on Adobe Express, this is one of my favorite things. But let's talk a little bit about the strategy of scheduling. Like we've talked about the strategy of letting folks know that you're going to be out of office ahead of time, like all the reasons why you would want to set the expectation that you won't be available so people don't think you have just bailed on them. And then the other option is scheduling so that posts just continue to go out even while you're taking a break. And you, I think, may have been the person that first told me about social media scheduling like years ago.
Wow.
Way before Adobe Express could do it, way before I had even heard of Spark.
We go way back.
Yeah. But as someone who has been scheduling for years, like what are some of the reasons that you do it? And especially when you were running social media for Adobe and yourself, like that is a lot of things to keep up with.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It takes a little more planning, right? Like you have to have your strategy in place of like, how many times are you going to, and you ask yourself different questions, like how many times are you going to post in general? And then there's okay, if it's a quieter time, do I get to post less? Do I post only one time instead of posting 3 times? And so you kind of come up with strategies for what does it look like when I'm away? And just to give yourself a framework and, guidelines. It's always easier to play within, some sort of structure, and gives you a little bit less blank page, fear. But yeah, I think like the reason to step away is lots of things. We can't be on all the time. And especially I noticed when I was like doing it for myself and then also for, a giant business like Adobe, it's always on, especially with the work, side of things. And I mean, that's the same for, I'm sure, and many of you small businesses feel that way too. Like setting up that structure of like, I'm working now and I'm not working after this time is really, really hard, because when you're not working, you're not making money, you're not, interacting with your customers. And so, yeah, I don't know, you need to build in that time. But if you give people resources, you also don't want to stop giving people resources, because probably the reason you do it is because you love it. So, yeah, I don't exactly know where I was going with that, but I think the point is that building in the time is important so that you can take a step away without feeling like I'm letting people down, or honestly, without me feeling like I'm missing something that I was, I don't know, taking a break feels like cheating sometimes, which it's not like at all. But if I've scheduled something, I feel less bad about it because I know content is still going out. I'm still providing value for people or whatever it might be. Yeah. So,
yeah. And I'll say too, as like, we are both people who are working full-time jobs and side gigs. My suspicion is that some or lots of folks watching will be able to relate to that too. And I think one of the things, I was lucky enough to be running my own business just as itself for a while. And so now doing both, like, I get it for everyone who says this is really hard. It is exceptionally hard. Like, you're all right. And I think one of the things that has been really important for me is you have to time manage super well. And usually your full-time job takes priority. So the thing that's really nice is that if like over weekend or one day a month or like one night during the week, I schedule out my posts for the rest of the week, I know that if something comes up at work or like even something comes up in life that takes precedence, I know that my posts are still going out because I scheduled them when I had time to. So that's one of my other favorite tricks.
Totally. That's a great point. If you are a scheduler in general, then you're probably just covered through a break anyway, because you probably have your content already scheduled and already planned. So that's a great
takes
point.
a little of the daily pressure off of like, oh my God, every morning I have to wake up and decide what to post and how to do it and where it's going and what the strategy is. So actually diving into Scheduler, we can show some of the tricks because you and I both really love batching. So that is something we can definitely open up in Scheduler. I'm going to, for this one, show the easiest workflow, which is taking a square and posting that on every platform. Everywhere. That's one of my, that's what I do. That is my personal, that's my personal strategy almost all the time. And Mel in chat says, I think Express does feel a little like scrapbooking. And I think you're totally right. Like I love collaging and scrapbooking and digital collaging. It's nice.
I know.
To
Yeah.
just
You
play
do
with
a
layers.
lot of picture kind of scrapbooky stuff on your feeds for sure. Which is really cute.
That's really, my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Reverb Mike says, we schedule and the gods laugh. That is so real. The good thing is though, unless there's some sort of like epic disaster, if you schedule social media posts, they do just go out. So that is one thing you can kind of count on, which is great.
They do.
Unless the platform goes down, which, you know.
Yeah, which
has happened sometimes.
Time to time. Yeah.
Yeah. So from the post, we can just hit the schedule button. I have already synced all of my social networks into Adobe Express. It is really easy. As long as you remember your passwords, it takes like 20 seconds.
Touché.
And yeah. Right now we have access to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. And the nice thing is it's really easy to toggle them on and off depending on what you're posting. For something like this, unless I was showcasing different, like I would maybe for my Express Pinterest, like do a board of different out of office templates. So like I would maybe post this on Pinterest then, but otherwise it's nice to be able to toggle off Pinterest because if you're just posting like, I'm not working today, that's usually not the platform that you need that for.
You're right. They're not quite looking for that there.
No. And same thing with LinkedIn. I also feel like you could skip that. So this feels like a Twitter, Instagram, Facebook post to me.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to choose a date. I feel like the 23rd is a reasonable time to take off the week between.
That seems like a time that people would expect you not to be around.
Yeah, totally. And then there isn't like a perfect time. We've talked about the mornings being generally better, but it's just kind of up to your own.
And you know, like
industry.
I want to just say something about that really quickly too, because time is such, that question comes up all the time. And I think it's difficult to answer because there are definitely some times when people are most active on platforms. And when you read blog posts, like even on the Adobe Express blog, we talk about like, you know, the best times, quote unquote, to post. It's based on when people are most active kind of globally or, you know, based, you know, in different countries, which is great. I do also think there's something to be said for like building your own algorithm. Like once you start posting, both the platform and your followers will start to gain an expectation of a certain time or a certain day that you're posting on. So you can also kind of influence your own best times to post. So I don't know if anyone else is out there thinking about it, but if you're really, really worried about, oh, is this the best time or the best day of the week or whatever, I would encourage you not to do that and just make consistency your goal instead, whatever that looks like for you. So, hey, look, relieving more pressure, I hope.
I know. I think that's exactly right. And we do get questions a lot too on like, what are the best days? What are the best times? And I 100% agree with you. Whatever you can do, like whatever works for you is the best thing. Whatever you'll actually do. I feel like it's the same thing as like exercise routines. Like, sure. There's maybe like a peak version, but whatever you're actually going to do is the best thing. Cause then you'll actually do it. And I feel the same way with posting on social.
That's a very good analogy. Okay. Back to scheduling.
We have a question too. Oliver is asking if there are any plans to add Tumblr. We need Andy for that.
Yeah,
my assumption, like I haven't heard that, but Sean and Oliver talking about Tumblr coming back. Honestly, I reactivated my Tumblr last week, so I'm all for it. Like if that becomes a platform that we're all hanging out on, I'll be so happy.
That would be so
Tumblr
fun.
so much. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, that's the thing that's interesting about social media. It changes in ways like we can guess, but we never know.
Cannot predict.
So I can't say yes or no, but I would truly personally love if we're all talking about Tumblr next year.
That would be awesome.
So we're gonna post this. We don't need to publish via mobile because it's a square. You're a much better copywriter than me. Do you have any like copy suggestions? Like you don't have to write copy for this, but do you just have any copy suggestions in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think, to make posts like this that have a lot of text more accessible, writing at least the most important parts that are in the image in the caption, I think is important. Screen readers can just read
readable, smart
text easier. So so what does it say? Like, we're going to be out of office. To give our team a break or staff a break or whatever it says. And we'll be back on whatever day. If it's really important, like maybe being super clear about like what day the Monday is, like, or I don't know what day, or after the holidays, like you could put a date. But I think have fun. Like people follow you because you're a person. I mean, especially you, Jordan. People follow you because you're Jordan. So just put your personality into it. Don't shy away from puns. Puns are fun.
I am extremely bad at puns. You will never see them. Not because I don't like them, because I cannot. But emojis I can do. Yes. And then we can add some comment or some.
I know. I love that it has the first comment option here as well. Like that's honestly so huge to be able to schedule your first comment without having to do it separately. Because like you said, putting your hashtags in here is a great pro tip.
Yeah. And we had a question from Mel if there are multiple Facebook account options yet. From everything that I've heard from Andy, that's like something that they're working on, is being able to add multiple accounts per profile or per platform.
Yeah.
Multiple profiles per platform.
Is the
way to say that. So stay tuned. I hope that we have exciting news. And we'll definitely let you know in our streams when that is up. Yeah. So I think this is ready to go. I'm going to hit schedule right here and ta-da, it is scheduled. The really nice thing too that I love about our scheduler is that it's really easy to change the dates. So say you get to Thursday and you're like, we're taking off today, actually. Just move them all over and that is great.
The other great thing about this, sorry.
No, you tell me.
I was going to say the other great thing is that you can see that they're separate posts too. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll write basic copy for them together. And then I might go in and like modify the copy for Twitter to be like shorter or more, emoji heavy, or I might go into Instagram and make it sound more like fun or goofy or whatever, I like that I can start with a base and then just go in and individually edit and change per platform if I wanted to.
And like the hashtags that we put in the first comment are not in our tweet. So you could add them here. There's also a very fun feature that I did not remember to show is that you can preview. So you can see what this will look like. And if it doesn't look the way you wanted it to, you can change it.
Yeah, like if it looked actually like the two and the snowflake were on a separate line, it would make me just mental. So I'm glad that it doesn't. And we can confirm that it doesn't.
And you can see, what it'll look like live, which is great. Yeah. That's a really good call. Seeing how the text lines up is honestly a big deal.
And it's different every platform. So I think like checking when you're in that post where you're posting on all of them and you click preview, we didn't show you, but it does actually show you all of the previews.
We can just do that now.
So
let's let's do it. This is going to be not the way I would schedule things for real, but we'll just do another out of office the next day. So you can get to the scheduler from a project or from this screen, you can start something new. So we can go to add media, So you can pull something from your device. I do not think I have anything I would want from there.
Yeah. Or your whole library.
Or your whole library of projects. So I'm going to, this is not out of office, but I'm going to post this holiday card because you're in it actually too, which is great.
It's so cute.
Yeah. I'm going to.
Hi, Phil.
Yeah. Hi, Phil and Emily. Add this to the post. And so this is something though that I maybe would like, this is not formatted properly for Pinterest, so I won't add it here, but like I could see posting this on LinkedIn.
Yeah, totally.
It's a cute little like holiday greeting. So that's, it's so easy to choose for every project, which
I love it.
On. So let's have this one go out on Christmas.
Oh.
Let's do in the afternoon. Why not? And I'm just gonna say, and add a little. What's your favorite holiday emoji right now? I do the sparkle stars all the time, but
I do sparkle star. I just love emojis, so I just do them all. I'll do like sparkle stars, the tree, a present, a snowflake. You gotta hit all this. Or even, I think there's a menorah too, isn't there? I don't know. Sometimes I'll throw in additional ones like that, but okay. So show preview.
Perfect. So yes, you can preview all of them at once if you want. So this is what LinkedIn will look like.
Yep.
This is what Facebook looks like. So now we can see on Instagram, it is going to show up interestingly because it's not a square. So that is maybe something that I would want to, like, I actually don't love how it looks on these two because half of the words are cut off. So what I would do is not schedule to these. And then I'll
maybe modify the post and then, for sure.
And remix that template. I'm also gonna just save myself and hit draft so that all of these don't go live, which they do. And then one more trick that I wanted to show just to make social media scheduling a little easier is we've talked about like planning ahead, and batching is something that you and I both love. It's not necessarily super related to taking a break, but it is a way to like mentally give yourself a break from coming up with a new idea all the time. And I think it's especially important going into the new year. Like, I don't know, you can let me know in the chat if this is how you plan, but I definitely feel like going into a new year, I want to have a better sense of what I'm doing and what my schedule is and be a little more organized. So I think this is a great time to think about the questions you brought up already. Like, how many times do you want to post? Which posts are you going to focus on, or which platforms are you going to focus on? And what kind of schedule actually works for you? So if it's like once a week and that's what you can do consistently, great. Twice, once a day, like whatever works. And my favorite trick is if you add a new post and you choose Twitter, because you don't have to have an image, you can draft like what your buckets or your ideas will be. So I really love, like, that's say, every week, what's a post you would do every week? Like, I mean, I could do like community spotlight. So you can either spotlight someone in your own community or a customer or a coworker, an employee, depending on your industry. If you want to do that weekly, you can add it as a draft. And then now, Tuesdays, that's what you're going to post every Tuesday for the foreseeable future. If you want to change the day of the week it is, you can do that. And then the nice thing is you can duplicate it and say you also want to do a sale reminder. You would do that every week.
You wouldn't do that every week. Maybe. Oh yeah, you already did.
Product reminder?
Yeah, sure.
And you want that to be, this is something, please draft that, or it will just go out like that,
it
which
will
you don't
go
want it to
like that.
So that's, I think, kind of a nice trick of Scheduler is that whether you have a free or a premium account, you can draft your content schedule, your buckets, and plan out what you want all of your weeks to look like.
Yeah.
You could do it over a month too. If you're like, okay, like for example, I have a Patreon, and so I want to like let folks know about the new rewards at the beginning and then remind them at the end of the month that new rewards are coming. Like you could schedule this out over an entire month too, which is pretty cool if you have different types of content. So that's also a fun trick.
Totally. And I think scheduling, like back to that, like scheduling makes it so you can always not be worried about it, which is just an extra bonus when you come up, like you said, against something unexpected or even something like a holiday. You don't have to stress about it because you've already planned for it. You've already buffered for it. Exactly. So yeah, that's a really great point, Jordan.
Okay, so let's do one more. We'll go back to the library of templates that you all have. I saw Cody dropped the link, so thank you so much, Cody.
Nice.
Let's do one and showcase how we could change it for all the platforms. I kind of feel like this one is already the closest to something we would post for the holidays. Totally. Cody is asking, can you connect Content Scheduler to more than one Instagram account? Hopefully very soon. At this moment, no. And it is one of the most requested things that I know is being heavily worked on. So here I just grouped all of the assets here so that they don't move all over when we resize. Okay, so we are going to post this on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram again. Do you forget about that?
So yeah. So this was set for...
This one is cute for teachers, colleges, or even like you could change this to office, or actually let's change that now because campus is very specific, but we could say
it's super specific.
Shop closed, because that could mean, you know, virtual or physical. Group these. We're going to duplicate the page down here and then resize this to, oh, you could do a story too. That would work really easily.
Yep.
Facebook. Okay, so sometimes you do have to kind of reconfigure a little bit, which is no problem. We're going to ungroup it.
Because the background is just a specific size, it looks like.
I think we can just spread it out. Perfect. And honestly, I think the text
that's pretty good.
Still works. Yeah,
it's a little high, but
let's move that down.
Yeah,
I think that works. And make this maybe okay.
That looks good.
Duplicate to another page and resize for Twitter. This should look very similar. Cool. Love that. So this is something I think you do more than I do, and I'm very proud of you for it, is actually customizing your content per platform. Actually, you said you do that with copy. Like I really don't.
Oh yeah. But and you don't have to.
There's pros and cons to both. And so we'll show you how to do both, and you can pick what works for your lifestyle. Because it really, I mean, you can do either. Whatever works for you is totally fine.
Yeah. Well, and that comes back to a bigger strategy. I know you and Andy talk about this all the time on the lives of like, you know, what platform should I be on? And, you know, should I be on all of them? And you sure can. And there's nothing wrong with that. But also you don't have to. Like if there's a platform that you just don't like spending time on, you just don't have to spend time on it. That's okay. But both are great strategies. And like you can change your mind too and decide, well, actually, I kind of do want to just, you know, spread the net wide and see what happens if I post on everything. And then you pick a strategy from there of like, am I going to post the same thing or am I going to customize it? And it's just level of effort, level of emotional, you know, capacity that you have to give.
Truly,
Don't you think?
And also if you're doing it for an agency or not, like obviously if you are doing social media as your full-time job, it makes a lot of sense that like you would be active on every platform, or if you have a team, like that is, there are so many levels. And I think that's also something that like small businesses can get frustrated by, is like, if you're trying to run your own brand or business and also do all of the marketing.
Oh yeah. That's so
there
hard.
There is a cap on how much time and energy you have.
Yes.
So it's totally okay to do like whatever works for you, the fastest, easiest version. Or it's totally great to have a really like extensive strategy that covers all your bases. Like both. Yeah. I think both are good.
Both are good. Yeah. And it's okay to change your strategy.
Yeah, it's okay to change. And I hope if there's one takeaway from this entire live, it's like, you have permission to do whatever works for you on social media. Like it feels like there's a lot of pressure. And I do really hope that, one, by showing how some of these tools will make it faster and easier for you, but also two, like it's okay to not work all the time. It's okay to not stress yourself out about being everywhere all the time. It's actually, it's
especially
more than okay.
This time of
it's
year.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially. Yeah. For sure. So now we'll show the like sizes.
Slightly more involved, but really it only takes 3 extra seconds. I should just do this. But we're on Instagram. We'll hit the schedule button up here and we'll just do Instagram. I'm going to make a very
basic.
Yeah. Reminder. Shop closed. I can't read the dates, so I'll just say this week. And I'm going to copy this so that I can just paste it into the other ones. We'll have this go out on the 20th.
Nice.
Schedule. Now it's here, but we can go back to our project, go to the second page, which is Facebook, hit the schedule button again. Facebook,
paste it.
Copy or paste that. Change the date.
And I could also do it from here, right? And choose new post.
You could go to Twitter, add media, and then in here. Oh, it's actually because this is multiple pages. No, it's okay. At the moment, you can only schedule single posts, but what you could have done is download all of the pages and then upload them, which is, that's how you would do a carousel also. If you wanted to do a carousel of this. So this we can pull up from Twitter. Paste it again, because if you know, I'm just using the Adobe Express hashtag because I cannot think of anything else, but you can customize, like this is a really easy way to customize the copy, which is something that we were talking about too.
Yeah.
And so if I hit schedule and then I'm like, this is actually not the day it's supposed to go out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just move it.
So
drag and drop.
Yeah. I think those are all my scheduler tricks. Do you have any other ones that I missed?
No, those are the big ones. I think I love just like you can look into your calendar and Andy's calendar and just see like the themes just totally outlined. I know that you both talk about that a lot on the channel too, about just really drafting out those themes and buckets so you don't have to think about it. You know, it's just really about making this part of what you have to do less hard. Like
this is the least fun part so that you have more time and energy for the fun creative things.
Which is either designing or maybe none of it is that fun to you. So Adobe Express is also trying to make it easier so you can spend time, you know, doing the thing that you want to do, which is maybe making your product or talking to your customers and providing those services that you provide. So
exactly. And I am fully honest about, I mean, if you look ahead, I have not scheduled anything. So hopefully when we come back for more lives next year, I will have a built out schedule. That is one of my goals for, you know, not taking my own advice, not taking a break this holiday and actually planning out the next couple months. So we'll see. You can stay tuned and see if I succeed. But yeah, just a reminder, the link is available to you for all of these templates. If any of these work for you, for your brand or business for the holidays. We've already done, the searching and curating for you, but you can also search like we did at the beginning to find your own templates that work for you. And there is more holiday Adobe Live coming up next. Woo! So there is another stream that you should stay tuned for. And Andy and I will be back with more social media updates and ideas and strategies in the new year. But thank you so much, Mallory, for joining us today. I didn't even let you promo yourself. Where can people find you online if they want to watch what you're doing? Because I didn't even let you do that. Sorry.
Sure. No. If people want to follow me, I'm at Mallory, which is Malary on pretty much all the socials. You'll find me. You can also just search my name, Mallory Shoemaker. I'd love to hear from you. I don't post as often as I used to when I was posting for Adobe Express, just like Jordan, but I'm around. You can always reach out, ask questions. I'd love to chat.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my God. Thank you. I am at Jordan Ellis, and Mallory and I are both extremely available to you if you need anything marketing wise, social media wise, Adobe Express wise. Feel free to comment on any of our posts or message us, and we'll help you wherever we can. But happy holidays, everyone. Thanks so much for joining, and we'll see you next year.
Bye.
Bye.